Sure, everyone knows them now, but I bet you didn't know their origin story. And that's what this show is about. Origin story. Tonight we have 6 men, a no-life, and a hermaphrodite. Can you guess which 2 are those? So let's start off with the Campion brothers. Adrian, Chris, and Dan. Wait a minute, they skipped B. What happened to B? I gotta know what happened to B! What happened? Anyway, these 3 grew up on a farm. Yeah, a farm. A normal farm with pigs and cows and stuff like that. And it was cool for a few years, but you see, Dan is about 6 to 7 years older than his brothers. So he had to leave the farm, which left Adrian and Chris just to play run each over with a damn tractor all day. But every time Dan comes to visit, it's like, oh, she. Similar to Eddie's brother on Ed, Edd n Eddy. But even though they're brothers, and close ones at that, they all ended up doing something different with their lives. Adrian went on to make 12 Shrek sequels and 4 spin-off movies starring the little bear from the cage in the first movie, who complained about it being too small. Chris ended up making blueprints for rocket ships and eventually built one himself, which he then used to fly himself to Tatooine and then fulfilled his lifelong dream of becoming the lead singer of the Mos Eisley Cantina Band. But it turns out Dan wasn't so lucky. It's sad, but he got a rare disease which makes him think that he's a tooth fairy. Let's just say he's been arrested many times for breaking and entering and pedophilia. Now let's move on to our next group. Eduardo Blackman Ornezuela and Daisela Dame. Eddie grew up in the hot heart of Mexico, where there was no stores, schools, gas stations, nothing. There wasn't anything to do but ride turtles around, and since it was Mexico, there was usually a decapitated head on the back of the turtle's shell. And to this day, Eddie is scared of turtles and Danny Trejo. Now as for Daisel, he grew up in the hot heart of Mexico, where there was no stores, schools, gas stations, nothing. There wasn't anything to do but ride turtles around, and since it was Mexico, there was usually a decapitated head on the back of the turtle's shell. And to this day, Daisel is scared of turtles and Danny Trejo. Mexicans. While these 2 didn't grow up together, they did become very close friends. So close, in fact, that they took the one thing they had most in common and put it to good use. What is that, you may ask? Dancing. They now have a world tour going around called the MK and Mick Horsey Horse Ultra Ball Spectacular Dance-orama. And somehow they have more fans than Justin Bieber. Matt killed himself. Now for our last group. Jacob, Jehovah's Witness Art, and Ben, I'm gonna throw a sausage at your forehead, Hoiser. Now trust me, the way these 2 met was legendary. It was the first day of kindergarten, and you know, Jacob here, well, let's be honest, he was a scared little pussy. So anyway, it's lunchtime. Jacob sits down at a table. With whom, you might ask? Shrek! No, just kidding, it was Ben. So anyway, they're just sitting there, eating their lunch and munchin' when this thing comes into the room. And by thing, I mean this black kid. It has nothing to do with him being black. I mean, he was just a jerk who was black. Anyway, this kid starts saying some pretty mean stuff, even for kindergarten level. And he was just not stopping. And Ben was just kind of sitting there, listening to the whole thing. And he decides to stand up and say, "Shut up, butthead." The whole room got silent. We never heard from the kid again. Until 1st grade. But that's another story. However, as for them today, they have a partnership with a multi-million-dollar porn company. Okay, wait. What is this, man? All the other ones you said honestly, but when you get to yours, you start lying. Okay, I'm sorry. Don't make me come back in here again. You don't got your boy Ben to call me a butthead. Okay, just let me finish, Nashon. Jeez. So anyway, today Ben and Jacob run a water skiing bulldog circus that goes worldwide and has the highest rated fair food on Yelp. Yes, I'm dead serious. Now why did we decide to put all these people in the same episode? Well, because they have a show on the internet called The Creeper Hunter. It's pretty awesome. Oh, no. You're not gonna use this time to plug your own show? Fuck you.
What?
Fuck you. Next time on Origin Story.
No, we done with this.